Greetings, greetings, and welcome back to the channel. Yesterday we was talking about migrant crisis. Migrant crisis, or so is it migrant crisis or is it modern day slavery? In my opinion, it's modern day slavery. But today I want to talk about not the migrant crisis to Europe, but the migrant crisis or the modern slavery to the Americas. So from South America to North America. Number one is, why are they going? Or why are they going? What is the reason? What is the cause? If they have not been going for all this time and they've been living in a them land, what caused them to now going? So there is a problem there. The US or North America, the United States of America, over the years have been interfering in those South American countries, not allowing them to progress or prosper in terms of coup and backing dictatorial governments. This is facts. You can go and check it. In Nicaragua, in Haiti, and in Venezuela. Very recent. Now, in the Americas, which is a temporary protection system. A temporary protection system is there so that people who is running away from violence and economical problem or whatever it is have a right to a temporary protection in the US. They're making a whole heap of noise about people coming or going. They said the number is too much. But the other day when you have the Ukraine war, I can remember them taking 100,000 Ukrainians. So what's the difference in the people? I can remember when the Afghanistan Taliban take over in Afghan. They take 60,000 Afghan plus more. So there is a reason why they're taking these people. So why can't you know, seeing that you are the reason for some of these things, and take these people? You don't even have to take them on a permanent basis because there is under international law they should be protected temporary until they have a case, until they have a case to answer. That's my belief. If I'm wrong, then please correct me in the comment box if I'm wrong. But if I'm right also, please like, share, and subscribe. Especially subscription, because what happened is, I repeat it again, we have a lot of views, or we have views, but 10% of the viewers, only 10% is subscribing. So I would like to bring it up to 20. Actually, I would like to bring it up to 30. In fact, 30 would be my ideal number of viewers to subscribe. So please subscribe to support the channel and press the like button. I'm gonna play you 2 clips today, back to back. So please watch and tell me what you think at the end. Alright, thank you.
More than 10,000 people living under a bridge. This is the scene at the US-Mexico border as thousands of migrants from Haiti, many of whom began their trek overland as far away as Colombia, find their long and often dangerous journeys stopped at the international bridge connecting Del Rio in Texas to Mexico's Ciudad Acuña. The situation is becoming desperate. Overwhelmed by the surge of asylum seekers, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced it will use a pandemic-related authority to immediately expel migrants back to Haiti without allowing them an opportunity to claim asylum. But with the promise of a better life in sight, migrants refuse to give up their dreams of a new life in America. I don't want to be deported. If I'm deported now, I'll die in Haiti. Why? Because there's no security in Haiti. With no better option than to hunker down and hope. Scores of people waded back and forth across the Rio Grande into Mexico to resupply, buying water, food, and diapers, before returning to the Texas side and the uncertain wait under the bridge.
Most people, I think, overestimate what is happening at the border because of our focus, again, on the southern border in particular. And when we talk about the Ukrainians that we allowed in, when we talk about the Afghans we allowed in, there is much less consternation. And I think we need to really investigate why that is, why some people's claims are viewed as legitimate and other people's claims are viewed as less than so, and perhaps even dangerous.
Increased numbers of people coming across the border. The way people are coming across the border is the same as it has been for a number of years now. I think it's also really important to your question before about how this affects the large cities to the north, and also how this affects cities to the south, like El Paso and even Eagle Pass. The solution to that is to allow people to work. And that is what those mayors have been asking for. And so it seems a bit disingenuous that on the one hand, we want to use this talking point of people in these cities are overwhelming the services. And then with the other hand say, but we are also against the methods in which we give these people permission to work temporarily while they're here.
Only to meet a wall of razor wire at the Texan border. But for the US political establishment, it's a crisis of a different sort. A year before the presidential election, Democrats are being divided for and against the White House, and Republicans are demanding harsher measures. So many people are arriving that cities far from the border are struggling to cope with their legal duty to provide shelter.
Here on the U.S. border, you can look right into Mexico. That is the land that is across the river, and where we have seen a steady stream of people, migrants and asylum seekers, endeavoring to cross. The water here gets about waist deep, and there is an unpredictable current. In fact, 2 children died here while trying to cross in recent weeks. And as you can imagine, it is quite the harrowing experience for parents who are hoisting their toddlers and babies over their shoulders to try to keep them out of the water. Once they do cross, those hurdles are just the first of many. This is barbed wire fence put up by the state of Texas, meant to be a deterrent to keep people in the water rather than allow them to scramble up this steep part of the bank onto U.S. soil. And as a result, we have seen hundreds of people stranded here, halfway in the water and surrounded by barbed wire, without protection from the sun and without drinking water. Many had young children with them who looked quite listless, and in fact, a man collapsed in front of us from heat exhaustion. That was after U.S. Border Patrol agents took pity and, given the great number of people stranded here, cut an opening through the razor wire, which allowed people to pass through. And then those people were taken into U.S. custody and processed, and some will be expelled, while others who are deemed to have a legitimate chance at asylum are paroled into the U.S., where eventually they'll try to convince an immigration judge to let them stay for good. Their chances to prevail at court, though, are slim, and that's a reason why many simply ignore the court dates and go on to live as undocumented immigrants in the U.S., and that is what Republicans call amnesty. They say that the Biden administration should not be allowing people to even make it this far into U.S. shores. The governor of Texas is among the greatest critics of President Biden, and it is he, the governor, who ordered that this barbed wire and other barriers be put here to make it as difficult as possible for people to reach American soil. But yet they still come, with thousands more still making their way north from Mexico following them. Many have told me that all this to them is worth the risk of putting themselves and their own children through these dangers in order to flee persecution, violence, and poverty in their home countries. They say this is for their chance to come to the United States.
The southern U.S. Those coming from South America have to cross the Darien Gap. That's a dangerous stretch of jungle between Colombia and Panama. Moving through Central America, migrants then enter Mexico. Some seek asylum there, whilst others move further north towards the U.S. At the border between the US and Mexico, migrants and refugees then try to enter their final and desired destination, the United States.
Just want to say thanks to all those who subscribe. And for those who didn't subscribe, thank you for watching.